So major spoilers for Apocalypse of the Gods chapter 4. We have a winner in round 1 of the tournament. Kukulin has officially defeated Ra with a match time of 15 minutes and 13 seconds. Now, a lot of people aren't going to be happy about this because I know there's a lot of Ra fans. I know a lot of people were worried that Ku was going to get some kind of plot armor. The final panel does look insane. We were talking about this last month, what the gay bull could potentially be capable of. The weapon with the thorn, the spear. Obviously, we saw the tree was awakening last chapter, and it does finish the job in a way very similar to the comment we talked about last month, where the thorns all spike into them. They kind of root into the ground and they grow. We'll have to see how the whole chapter plays out before passing firm judgment on the conclusion. But as I told you guys in the beginning of the coverage, I do think that these fights are going to be shorter. This was only a couple chapters, right? So this seems like the precedent has been set that these fights are going to be a lot shorter than the main Ragnarok fights. Could be a good thing, more action, quicker pace. Could be a bad thing. We'll have to wait and see how the rest goes. But Kukulin will be facing the winner of Sun Wukong and Prometheus in round number 2. And it looked like something was going on with his legs. He got more buff. We'll have to get confirmation on what was his power up. If it was just simply taking more damage equates to more power from him. Can't wait to find all this out, and of course I'll be covering it in the full breakdown for that chapter. Back to Record of Ragnarok now. We got some more information regarding what Okida's new power up is, so to speak, at least on one account. Apparently it's a situation where the techniques that Okida is using now are not anything Kondo had taught him. They're actually the works of imagination of this kid that was attending to Okida in his final days. So this kid was drawing sketches of a fighting style apparently, and Okida is now using that as his fighting style, which surpasses human limits. We also find out that Susanoo, who was stalking Okida during his life, watching, observing him, obviously he's already a big fan, knows about these techniques already, or at least had the idea that Okida was drawing something up as he was watching him and the kid come up with these plans, I guess. So that should be interesting. Obviously, we have to get the dialogue. But he's shown watching Okida when he's studying these plans. In this form, obviously, I already mentioned it exceeds human limits. His bones start breaking under the pressure. So he's got a timetable. This fight can't last much longer. His bones are breaking. He has to end this quickly, so we should have a conclusion coming soon, but we've been saying that for a long time. I can already tell and predict people are going to be calling this an ass pull, which, I mean, honestly, I don't have a problem with really, because like this kid kind of comes out of nowhere and now he's got like this brand new fighting style that's surpassing years and years of training. I'm just saying it is a little bit weird. We will have to see the full context in the chapter. But the panels look cool, and he apparently was able to damage Susanoo massively. Fight is not over by any account, but Brunhilde and Gol celebrate almost as if they think the fight's over. And Amaterasu, Izanami, and Tsukiyomi look visibly shaken, where Izanami, Papa Izanami, their head honcho and Susanoo's father, stands up in disbelief. So it looks like something significant really did take place. We'll have to see. But like I said, fight's not over, so that could bode well for Susanoo. And the leakers were initially saying things aren't all in Okida's favor. So maybe by the end of the chapter, as we know, Susanoo is going to get that invisible sword technique. The tides of fate will turn back into his direction. Also, slight correction, one of the leakers seems to think that Okida's bones didn't break from his own power. They broke as soon as Susanoo unleashed his invisible sword, and it does take place on this panel, so that could be interesting. Maybe it is in a situation where the form is hurting Okida. Maybe it was Susanoo's technique. So we'll have to see, but I wanted to report it. Of course, I already covered the early part of the leaks with the Valkyrie reveal, all that in the first video, so check that out if you want to. This is probably going to be the last video I upload before at least the breakdown for the first of the Record of Ragnarok chapters, so make sure you are subscribed, turn the notification bell on, and we will be covering all this information in the full breakdowns for both Record of Ragnarok chapters and the Apocalypse of the Gods chapter. Keep it locked here, and I'll see you guys in those.